Hi, it's Empress Rose, and we're going to do a little daily reading for Saturday, August 17th, or thereabouts. I'll also have a larger reading coming out that day, but this will just be for the day. And the bigger reading is a larger energy we tapped into there. So for Saturday, cutting the deck, and I'm just going to pull from the top of the deck 5 cards. First, we have Page of Wands. Very inspiring. First thing in the morning, very inspired energy. Could be creative. You might wake up in the middle of the night or in the early morning with a really great idea. You got to write it down. Keep a little notepad next to you, or it could be it could be creative, could be a spiritual awakening, could be sexual. There's just Page of Wands here. First off, we are going to experience some inspiring moment here. We spy something under the surface, or something really interesting, really inspiring, and perhaps a little surprising. So you might wake up with a little bit of a surprise, or it might be part of your day at some point. A surprise, an epiphany. Somebody, it could be somebody who's very surprised too. It might not be you. Someone's very surprised tomorrow. And another person, we have a Queen of Swords. Someone's very direct. So someone could be like, I have a great idea. And someone else could be like, that's a dumb idea. No, it's just they're very direct. They're coming in here with their personal truth bomb. So you could be surprised. Could be surprised by a phone call and some truth coming in, or some information coming in. This person's, they're not going to pussyfoot around. They're not going to be like, and maybe this and maybe that, and maybe it's good news, maybe it's bad news, but they're coming in, they got something to say. They're going to be very direct. There's no mincing words here. It's just a really direct message, very clear, very focused. Yeah, somebody has something to say, and they're not really sure how they're going to take it. It could be written message in particular. They don't really care how you're going to take it. It could be you just being like, hey, here's what I have. Here's my truth. Here's what I know. And just, you might be a little, I don't want to say blunt. I want to say sharp. They mean kind of the same thing, but they don't at all. Like, you can be blunt and you can be sharp with your words, but a knife is not both blunt and sharp. A sword is not both blunt and sharp. So what do we have next? We have the moon. Oh, this could be very emotionally affecting. We have inspiration, we have directness, and then we have an emotional situation. There could be some spilled emotion. That's, I'm seeing more the traditional idea of the moon, but here we have just sort of this confused energy. It could be very confusing. It could be very like, it could be like a message coming in a really inappropriate place, or like you're in a meeting and a message comes in that has you feeling very emotional. It could be you could end up being very confused. The person saying something could be very direct, but it's not registering that way. There's a lot of like, what is this? It could bring up a lot of emotions. You could have sort of even a subconscious response to some kind of, I see it as a response, this moon card. It's not just some, I'm like, is it random emotion in the middle of the day? Because sometimes that happens. Our brains just do their own thing, and then suddenly we're like feeling something, and something's come up from the depths that we didn't know where that came from. So that could be what's going on here, but it could have to do with this message. It could really bring something up from the depths in a very surprising way. I think there's a bit of a surprise. There's some surprise energy here. And it could be lucky. It could be really great. It could be, it's very clear. There's a very clear message. It's not, and there's not going to be a lot of room for misunderstanding. The thing that's unclear is what it means, I think, is very unclear. And the emotions that it brings up could be very surprising and very confused. You could end up wrong at the mad person, right? Something like that. Some very confused energy. You could be mad at the wrong person. You could be, it could that projection idea, or shooting the messenger. There's just this confused emotional energy. You could have a very confusing response to something that's very clear. They're being clear. You're suddenly just like, what is going on? Where am I? What is this? Six of Cups, reunion energy, memory energy, memories, perhaps some really confusing memories, or just maybe this is just meeting up with people that you know and love. It can have parent-child, sibling vibes. It could be about memories, because the elephant is always, it's family and it's memories. And this deck is really pulling on that interpretation of Six of Cups, is family memories, foundational memories. Somebody could say something that really triggers, like if I'm taking this all as one moment, someone could say something very direct that triggers a bunch of deep memories from your past. But this could also be like reaching out to somebody in your moment of, the moon card just feels deeply emotional and a little bit confusing emotions, and like reaching out to somebody from your past, or there's something about, maybe you just run into somebody from your past, like maybe there's just, and there's like talking about memories and talking about remember this, remember when, there's an exuberant aspect to it. So it's almost like this emotion gets triggered, and then there's this like exuberant, happy memories coming in, really happy memories. I don't think we really knew which direction this was going to go. I didn't, which direction this was going to go. And now it's like, there's some really good connection with people you already know, with people from your past, really deep, good connections. It could be with a child, it could be with a parent, it could be with a sibling. There's some sort of generational family, good family memories. It's a very feel-good card. And it could be remembering people that have been lost, people that are gone, right? Here are the elephants of memory. And here are the elephants here in the physical world. And the memory elephants are nearby, very close by in this new development. Very emotional. The Moon card and Six of Cups, very emotional. And then the World card, something is over. Something ends. Completed. The day is completed, some sort of task. You could get news that just about a completion. You could have confused emotions about a completion. You could be really happy about something being over. It's a segment, a chapter. The chapter is over. An ending has occurred. There's very clear, direct communication. Confused emotions, mixed emotions. Yeah, something ends here though. See a cricket here. There's a magical ending, a magical completion. The day is done. Something is over. Something is completed. And there's one in the chamber for the next day, is what I'm seeing. Is there's one, you're ready for the next thing. You're ready to move on from something. But there's a lot of emotional processing, either with people or about the past. And then there's a sense of an ending here. It just ends. All right. Well, I hope that was helpful. Thanks for joining me. Bye.